There is a certain silence that arrives before Christmas. Not the peaceful kind people imagine, but a quieter tension beneath the lights and songs. You feel it when the calendar turns red, when shop windows glow warmer than usual, when the world begins to speak in a louder voice about joy, togetherness, and celebration, while something inside you gently pulls away. You may not even have a clear reason. Nothing dramatic, nothing obvious, just a heaviness you can't explain, a subtle resistance to a season everyone else seems to run toward.
Psychologists have noticed this paradox for years, that the moments society labels as happy often carry the deepest emotional weight. Because Christmas is not just a day, it is a mirror. When was the last time you noticed how expectations feel heavier than reality itself? Christmas doesn't simply arrive with decorations and meals. It arrives with memories, with comparisons, with invisible questions that never ask permission before appearing. Where are you in your life? Who are you spending this with? Is your life aligned with the version you once imagined? For people who dread Christmas, the discomfort is rarely about the holiday itself. It is about what the holiday amplifies. You sit at a table, surrounded by noise, and suddenly you feel the absence of something unnamed. A conversation you wish you could have, a version of yourself you thought you would be by now, a relationship that exists only in memory or only in expectation. The human mind is deeply associative. Psychologists have found that emotions are not stored as single events, but as networks. Christmas becomes a trigger, not because it is painful, but because it connects too many emotional threads at once. Childhood moments, family dynamics, unspoken losses, quiet disappointments, unfulfilled hopes, all arriving together, politely disguised as tradition. And so dread forms, not loudly, but gently, a quiet reluctance, a wish for the days to pass without needing explanation. You may notice it in the way you withdraw, how you avoid conversations about plans, how you feel more tired than usual, even before the day arrives. Not because you are weak, but because your mind is processing more than others can see. There is also grief here, not always grief for people, but for timelines, for imagined futures that never quite happened, for the belief that life would feel more settled by now. Christmas has a way of asking you to measure your life against a story you never consciously agreed to tell. And measurement is exhausting. The dread often grows from emotional honesty colliding with cultural performance. The world asks for cheer, while your inner world asks for truth. So your nervous system tightens, caught between who you are and who you're expected to be for a season. Some people experience this as loneliness, even in crowded rooms. Others feel irritation, sadness, or a strange numbness they can't quite describe. Psychology calls this emotional incongruence, the stress that arises when internal states and external demands do not match. You are not broken for feeling this. Your mind is doing what it has always done, noticing patterns, sensing misalignment, protecting itself from overload. When was the last time you allowed yourself to admit that joy can feel heavy too? That being told how to feel can quietly erase the space to feel honestly? Christmas, for some minds, becomes a spotlight. It illuminates what has been quietly living in the shadows all year, and not everyone is ready or willing to stand under that light. Yet within this dread, there is also something tender, awareness, sensitivity, the capacity to feel deeply, even when it hurts.
People who dread Christmas are often people who notice things others move past. They sense emotional undercurrents. They feel time passing. They recognize that happiness is not a switch, but a fragile, shifting state. And perhaps that is the quiet truth hidden beneath the discomfort, that your dread is not a failure of joy, but an intimacy with reality, a refusal to reduce complex inner lives into a single seasonal emotion. As the lights fade and the songs repeat, you may still feel that familiar weight, but within it is a simple understanding. You are not alone in this feeling, and nothing about your reluctance makes you less human. Sometimes, dreading Christmas is not about rejecting joy. It is about honoring the parts of yourself that refuse to pretend.